right height, measure your rear right height, measure your toe in and toe out. The front should be towed in, the rear should be towed out. And if you do millimeters, 1/16 of an inch each side.
Okay.
So an 1/8 of an inch overall, front to rear, front left to right to front right. Same thing with the rear. And then do you have a camber gauge?
No.
You need a camber gauge because you've got to have probably your car would say at least 1 degree of positive camber. Sorry, negative camber. 1 degree of negative camber. So in like this, positive camber, negative camber. You got to check your caster. Same kind of gauge. There's a method of checking caster. That's the angle of the wheel upright this way. So again, here's toe. Caster is on this axis here. So if you don't have the right caster, the wheel doesn't go back to straight and you let go of it, right? That's what brings the wheel kind of back to straight. All things that you as a driver are going to want to spend time developing. There's a couple of great race car setup videos on YouTube you can watch. But again, make notes. You, the driver, have to tell your crew what it's doing, what it feels like, and you got to spend seat time fooling with things. But only ever change one thing at a time.
Sure.
Because then you won't know what it was that changed it.
Right.
If you lower tire pressures and change toe, and the car all of a sudden was great, you don't know which one it was. Or if it was horrible, even more importantly, you don't know which one made it horrible. One thing at a time. So go out, do 3 laps, change tire pressures. Do 2 more laps, put them back up. Right? Go out, check change. Maybe the toe's not right. I mean, you want that thing to be towed in so it has a little bit of bite down the front straight. If they're towed out, the car tends to wander. You don't want that. Dead straight, car tends to wander. You want them towed in a little bit in the front, towed out in the back. So it's gripping. In my car, I don't have a sway bar in my car. You have a sway bar in your car? Yes. Front and rear, maybe just front, or maybe just rear.
Both.
My car, my toe in and toe out is the sway bar, really. The chassis is the sway bar. So I change my front and rear
toe in
grip.
a little bit in the front,
toe out
in the back.
No more than a 1/16 of an inch each side. And then right height is crucial. You want the thing as low to the ground as possible, right? But when you change right height, you upset the corner balances of the car, right? So if I jack up the rear, there's more weight on the front, and if I jack up the front, there's more weight on the rear, right? So you have to I have scales here. You can use them if you want. But setup is key, man. Setup is you'll be a fast driver. You can be as fast as you want, but if you don't have a properly set up car, you're not gonna make it fast sometimes.
That's due to the setup.
Due to the setup. So you really need to have someone come help you with your car setup. Pay I'm free.
You got a log book too that you're always going to keep with you.
You have a
You're going to
log
make
book
these
that
notes.
tracks your races, but keep your notes with you.
Right.
So when somebody asks you what's your baseline setup, because if you're going to go ask your neighbor at the track, hey, how you say?
I gotta be able to.
He'll say, what's your baseline setup? Well, I got a 16th toe in the front, 16th toe out in the back, and I got 1 degree of negative camber all the way around. I'm corner weighted evenly, cross weighted evenly, stuff like that you want to know. And then he may say, okay, well, I run 2 degrees on this side and minus 1 degree on that side, and I run, dead straight with 2/16 of the night. He might give you a setup. You try it, right?
What about the type of track, though?
My
track
car is
can
the
have
same
different-
for every track. But I change my tire pressures based on temperature and where I'm at. If I'm in Fontana where it's not quite so hot, I'm in October, I might run a little higher PSI because it's cooler. It was raining. If I'm here at Willow, I have a hot track set. It was always hot here. Except in March. It's actually very nice in March, right? March is great.
December, January, February.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Beautiful here.
Yeah.
When it doesn't rain.
It gets colder in December and January, but
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
February, March is just beautiful. The grass is green here. The flowers are blooming.
Not too windy.
No, it gets windy in the summertime though. It's bad. So get some water in your body. Let's go do it again. Come on.
Thank you.
Oh, I wanted to ask you something too. One other thing that's important for here in this. I'm
Yeah.
videotaping this. When he's coming out on his first lap over at Fontana in each race, I don't know if it's a running start or
Running start.
It is a running start. So are they going to be taking you out with a lap? Will they go around the lap and then it's a running
It's a
start?
pace car.
So he
You land
wants
2x2.
to.
Land 2x2. Pace car comes around. You're responsible to keep your position in the track where they place you. If a car falls out in front of you, you can't just take that spot. You stay in your position, and you must remain 2x2 until the green flag drops. When the green flag drops, you are racing. In NASCAR, when the green flag drops, you can't race till you pass start finish, right? And road racing, when that green flag waves and you're back road, you're going. That's why radio's help a lot, because you have a guy on the radio telling you green, 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 and you start racing. Right, so you might have a pretty big field in your class, so it's a good chance you could be, back half of the field and not even see the green flag until.
Right.
But at Fontana, it's a long straightaway, and the guy's up on the booth, and you see it pretty clearly.
That's a good point. It does help when you have somebody on the radio or something letting you know.
You turn that off, I'll give you a little more.
I will get more.